I seem to remember a certain video I did in which I said I would not be surprised at all if the Dallas Mavericks don't win a playoff series after trading for Kyrie Irving. They've now found themselves actually in the play-in tournament. We're going to talk about it, break it all down right after this.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your daily basketball fix, NBA Central. Hosted by the one and only CEO Haize.
All right, basketball fans, we're in the building again today. I'm Haize, holding it down on the daily episode of NBA Central for the host of this channel, Steve-O, C-Dub, Bobby. Now, with that being said, the Dallas Mavericks lose another game. They now fall to 1-4 in games with Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic playing on it. Now, when a team gives up 60 points in the paint, you have to look at yourself and ask some questions on what's going on here. Now, when you look at also the fact that the Dallas Mavericks have now slid, I believe at the time of the Kyrie Irving trade, they were either 4th or 5th in the Western Conference. They're now 7th in the play-in tournament in a tight Western Conference with Portland, Los Angeles Lakers hoping to do something. The Dallas Mavericks have to find a way to stop the bleeding. But what has gone into this? One thing, when Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic came together, people assumed that the offense would not have to be anything that you worry about. And even then, there are some signs that the offense is not nearly as good as what we were even expecting that to be like. So there's a sign of that. And then the defense has been just as atrocious as we thought it was going to be coming into this trade after this trade went down. Right now, the Dallas Mavericks are not looking good. They don't seem like they're going to be able to have the type of defensive game that is needed in the playoffs. And then even looking at this team, their offense even, it's cool. I don't want to act like it's bad. I want to act like it's terrible offense because it isn't. But it's not the elite level offense that you need when you have the defensive inabilities that the Dallas Mavericks have right now. And Kyrie Irving has talked about the pressure he puts on himself. And we've talked about here the importance of Luka Doncic needing to really sacrifice the most for this union between him and Kyrie Irving to work. And guess what? All signs are pointing to this ain't working and it ain't gonna work. Now, albeit 5 games is a very small sample size, so there's enough to look at and say they have time to turn it around with over 20 games left on the NBA season. But I tell you what, in a tight Western Conference, and you're losing a team like the Indiana Pacers that are a 28-win team, there's a lot of question marks around that. This team has not been able to do enough or have nearly the type of defense that is needed for a sustained playoff success. And like I said in my earlier video, kind of when this all went down and we talked about where the teams after the trade sit, I still don't necessarily seeing this team winning a playoff series. Now, that does not mean that they can't come out of the play-in tournament. They can if they end up staying in that way. But I just, looking at this team doesn't have the type of leadership that it needs. When you have players like Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, you're going to need a player with a strong personality or a coach with a strong enough personality to get that crap done. And Jason Kidd seems very content and kind of just letting this team figure the hell out and managing the game. And Kyrie and Luka, the balance offensively there, I could still see that working. But, it's going to be some tough days. It's going to be some growing pains. It's going to be some times where you need to trust other teammates. Listen, all I'll say is this. I'm looking at this team. I'm watching them play basketball. And that prediction that I had, as wild as it was, to see this team not win a single playoff series, I feel more and more confident in as crazy as that prediction may have been when I made it. I feel more confident in that every game that goes by with this team. This team is going to have some nights where they absolutely dazzle offensively. This team is going to have some nights where they look amazing offensively. But the fact of the matter is that the defense is so goddamn atrocious. You can call it a work in progress. You can call it whatever. The hope to outscore opponents is going to be hard no matter how good this offense looks with how bad this defense is right now. Now, as tight as it is in the Western Conference, the Dallas Mavericks could easily go on a run once they figure it out and shoot right back up the Western Conference standings. But right now, with the fall that they're going through and how tight things are and how much better some of the teams around them are playing right now, I just look at that and I'm like, man, I don't see it for this team. Now, I've been wrong on things like this before. I'm not willing to sit here and say like I got it all figured out and it's just over for them. But a team that people were kind of just counting out a few weeks ago in the Golden State Warriors have now gone in the last few weeks from outside the play-in to the 5th seed right now in the Western Conference. That's how much a winning streak is. And the Golden State Warriors just on a 3-game winning streak. That's how much a winning streak or a losing streak could mean for 4 teams in the Western Conference. So when you look at the Utah Jazz, when you look at the New Orleans Pelicans still waiting for Zion to come back, when you look at the Minnesota Timberwolves, all teams right now below the Dallas Mavericks, you throw in the Portland Trailblazers, you throw in the Lakers, when depending on what's going on with LeBron James's foot. If the Dallas Mavericks can't figure this out, this may be one of the more disappointing moves made at the trade deadline by any team by looking at the talent that you brought in. And you're right now torpedo. I can't say the damn word. You're sinking, goddammit. Don't know why I'm getting tongue-tied on the word torpedo, but hey, it is what it is. But all jokes aside, this team is struggling right now. And the bleeding has to stop. They are 4-6 in their last 10. They've lost 2 games in a row. How is this team going to figure it the hell out, man? Listen, a lot is left to be desired. There's more than enough time. There's enough time to turn it around. Like we said earlier, the Western Conference is as close and as tight as what it is. 1 winning streak. We can be talking about the exact flip side of this. But time is running out for the Dallas Mavericks to put this thing together and to figure it out. And it's going to take Luka Doncic, as I said before, to take it, not necessarily take a step back, but to sacrifice for this to happen. It's going to take Jason Kidd to stand the hell up. It's going to take something. And I tell you what, Kyrie is not the vocal leader. He is too worried about other things going on and becoming a Jedi, going to move to the desert and becoming Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I don't know if I trust it. I just don't know right now. I don't know what's going to stop this team. And this is a team that has really good talent on it. Really good talent. But the pressure is on this team, and the pressure is on Luka. Like I said before, very young player. But for Luka, right now, you are fighting for the rest of your career in a way, because this is going to be, if players are going to come and play with you, this is going to be telling who comes in and how you can really mesh with those players. You can't make it work with a player like Kyrie Irving. I tell you what, man, it may be a long time coming before the Dallas Mavericks have any player of Kyrie Irving's caliber wanting to come to the Dallas Mavericks again, even though he was traded there. I just don't know, man. I don't know. And this is a team with some talent on it. This is a team that definitely has some talent, and I would love to see it. Love to see it. I love Maxi Kleber, and I'm glad that he was able to get in and get some minutes in. But I tell you what, Luka may win a lot of single-season awards, but listen, it's way too early to say it, but if they don't figure this thing out and Luka doesn't, and the Mavs don't figure out a better team to build around Luka, we may be talking about Luka as a very talented player that has some solo accolades, but doesn't get a title. That's my thoughts on it. You guys can let me know what you guys think on everything down below. Make sure you're following the show at NBA Central Show on every social media platform. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. NBA Central Show at gmail.com. Sorry, it's NBA Central Pod on social media. NBA Central Show at gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for mailbag episode 773-270-2799. We are soon to be the number one spot for everything basketball related. And I'm out this mug. I'll catch you guys the next time I feel like making a video. Probably tomorrow. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.